Hey Ratbags, it's Jade today giving you a lowdown on more Valheim, and we got big news. There is now 100% confirmed going to be a update before 1.0, adding improvements to combat as well as maybe some new armors. Yes, we also get more teasers about Deep North, including the creature that we've been mysteriously seen teased, and another Herva Bloodtooth video giving us maybe more questions than answers. Last couple of videos I dived deep into the last Herva Bloodtooth video because to me it showed that maybe the structures would maybe have slightly larger enemies to face off against. But then Valheim and Irongate did a day in the life of a dev on Instagram, and they intimated that actually one of their devs had built that structure, which seemed quite large, so it would fit maybe larger giant people. So I was thinking like the Jotun. However, some of you guys pointed out that the Mistlands is really meant to be the home of the Jotun. And they were obviously huge creatures, obviously being the skulls that we actually scoop out the brains for the soft tissue. But I swear I thought they were different types of creatures in the Mistlands. And their decaying corpses were what caused the mist to go around, but they weren't technically Jotun. But the biggest kind of clue or tease that actually we may be facing off against the Jotun in the Deep North course was the use of the Jotun axe. This is something that lots of you guys pointed out to me as well after another video I did. Why would they be showing that particular axe and also showing these large structures? Forget all that though, we've got another blog today and we've changed the name of it. It's no longer a development blog, it's a word from the devs. They start the blog off with saying, we want to reassure you that we're very much working on the game. There's a lot of things behind the scenes we aren't showing you yet. Deep North development is in the progress, but we want to leave a lot of it for you to discover yourselves. That said, we believe that this month's Herva video shows you something we've been curious about. So let's go into it, and then I'm going to cover what's going to happen after in the near future maybe, or a little later on this year with another update before 1.0.
Deserted. It's hard to say for how long, but I don't believe I'll find any friends here.
So there we go, this is the Elaking. It's not going to be just part of the wildlife, it's going to be an enemy we're going to have to deal with. It looks like it may be stealing our goods. It's kind of like a mix between a goat and maybe a fawn. Cue 100 angry responses. Oh no, can't you see it's really actually this creature? I don't know people, that's what I'm just saying from first look. It's got horns, it's got kind of an ugly little sprouty face. It's definitely got longer ears than a goat, or at least standing up. But I love the look of this one. Fur absolutely everywhere, sticking out from parts. Nice little pot belly and a tail. Can't wait to see anyone try this as a cosplay. And he is carrying a torch, which is pretty unique as well. So light in the way potentially. Is that the warning that they're coming to get ready before they knock us down? If we roll back that clip in slow motion, you can clearly see it running into the actual building. And yeah, just making a complete beeline with big, massive leaps. And that's something we're not seeing in Valheim. Creatures that can really jump, so no more maybe trying to get higher to kind of cheese enemies. Like, apart from maybe the, obviously, Fenris and stuff and the cultists, but they don't necessarily jump that high. So potentially something that can just literally leap over our spiked wooden walls. It's really cool, slightly unexpected from stuff I would have expected in the Deep North. That fur surely can't be keeping him that warm during the cold nights. So what kind of resources are we going to be getting from these guys to be useful? Like, is it going to be just their horns? Maybe something for a new platter recipe by grinding them up for potentially a new herb? Kind of does raise the question as well, what kind of gear are we going to get in the Deep North if we're kind of going to be at the end stages? Is it going to be loads and loads of stuff for people to just carry on their adventures? Or will Valheim actually end and you can do it like Conan Exiles and literally leave your world? And originally in the first Herva Bloodtooth shots, this doorway did look a lot much bigger. But that door seemingly is a bit more of a normal shape. And it's definitely all brand new build pieces. That was confirmed with the Instagram story that they put out. So there's all a bunch here apart from the roof pieces, I do believe. So these huge beams with scratch marks on them. So yeah, it still begs the question, as they mention that whoever was here has not been here for a long time. Maybe we'll never face the creatures that once called this home. Originally, I think it might have been some just previous Vikings that had made it as far as the deep north, but that was it. And then yeah, I threw in the Jotun kind of explanation, but as you guys have pointed out, like I said, in the Mistlands, it's kind of where they're meant to be from. So still a big mystery to find out about in the future, of course. So yes, they're working on a smaller update. I've been telling you this for ages now, that they've shown a few things off on socials and intimated that they would be working on some improvements to combat, specifically from some of the pictures and stuff they shared, talking maybe about improving how you can hit enemies even if they're elevated or slightly below you, etc. And that's confirmed here. Slope fighting is getting fixed. But it's not only that, there's going to be some brand new armor. This is what I pointed out in my previous video on the Instagram stories. It definitely looks like something new, unique. I want to say it looks almost like a vulture head, but it looks a bit too big to be a vulture head. I don't know. That obviously points to it maybe being a Valkyrie, but then I also think it's a bit too small. I'm also getting Wolverine vibes here from the sticks or spikes sticking out. Now obviously we've got the Fenrir claws, or the cultist ones at least. I'm guessing this is like the secondary version of it maybe, to have a bit more of an upgraded item. Or is that simply just part of the armor, it's just more for the aesthetic or looks? And given this is coming in the next update, well essentially when they're going to have the improvements to combat, it's kind of like a sideways armor, which they've added lots of in the past, to maybe fit a particular style if players want to have something like that. And actually, the more I'm looking at it, the more it definitely does look like a vulture or a Valkyrie skull, especially I realise the actual jaw piece as the part that hangs underneath the Viking's jaw. It's maybe a bit of a combination between some root stuff that we can utilise more of the root gear, obviously the resources from the abomination. Yeah, a really interesting set of armour here for sure. And that's pretty much it. The Rocky makeshift program has actually succeeded. So anyone that bought the Rocky plushies, they should be getting theirs hopefully in the future. They sold over 500 of them, so that was pretty good. I'm going to claim some credit for that because I'm pretty sure I checked some stats. They'd only sold about 77. Then I highlighted it to you guys in a video. The next few days they definitely jumped up a bit. And a big shout out to Elviatham, who's built this amazing dock and little town. It's great stuff. I can't wait to see more. There's no clue just yet about when this small update is actually going to arrive, but given they're starting to tease it now, I don't think it'll be too long. Definitely the next few months, rather than maybe like towards the very end of the year. But we know the Valheim devs are pretty perfectionists, hence why we don't really have too many issues once these updates come out, other than being a bit hard, because they spend so long making sure they're right, instead of just putting out any old rubbish and then everyone complaining it's buggy and broken. So yeah, let me know what you think about the armour. Let me know what you think about the new creature. I'll see you RATBAGGERS soon.